Yo. Wasn't gonna be going that long, told y'all. There's a couple things I'm gonna touch on. A couple things that happened recently in the news that hit the news, but I don't think it wasn't as big a stories as it should have been. You know, the stories I pick out always got some fundamental principles of errors in there. Especially when it comes to the youth. So the first story, I kind of touched on the last video a little bit. I didn't really elaborate too deep though. So I was saying how a car full of girls got shot up last week, right? So they coming down the street. One of the girls in the car, it's a group of young bulls on the sidewalk. It's like a car full of teenage girls, right? I think the oldest was like 18 or 17 or something. So one of the young boys on the sidewalk and the girls, they got a little dialogue going back and forth, right? So he run down on the car to get a number. I guess his homies thought it was a good idea to surround the car, and they trying to reach in the car and touch on the girls or whatever, right? One of the girls pepper sprayed him, right? So they're driving off because they was trying to close the windows because, you know, they reaching in the car. Probably trying to grab on them, touching them all crazy. So one of the girls, as you could imagine, probably felt threatened and decided she was going to pepper spray them to get them off the car so they can get out of there. And they just totally messed it up for their man who was doing this one too, right? So as they driving off, a young boy thought it was a bright idea to shoot the car up, right? So two of the girls got shot. They didn't die, thankfully, right? But no, the trauma getting shot by itself is going to be more than enough, right? Getting shot at is more than enough, but getting hit is got to be a whole nother type of time, right? So the police go back and pretty much they probably gave a description of who the shooter was, or whatever the case may be. And the young boy, so he's 15, he passed the hammer to a 14-year-old. The 14-year-old run in the crib and stashed the gun in his grandmama cabinets. So the chopper, the helicopter following all this, right? So when they grabbed the hammer out the crib, they discover that this firearm has recently been used in multiple shootings. Now, I told y'all they got ATF in the district, right? The purpose of ATF being in the district is because where there's gun crimes now, ATF has the capability to track that firearm on the spot, right? It has the ability to go right in the database, pull up the serial number on the joint. Like, I don't know if it was stolen or anything, but they can track that phone number. That serial number on the curb. Now they gotta go back and do the whole ballistics joint, but they can at least trace this firearm, right? So anyway, when they go buck him down though, and they get and they trace, the burner, they do the ballistics joint, they find out that this firearm has been used in 2 recent shootings, right? One of the shootings was a revenge shooting where another 14-year-old little boy got shot as a retaliation shooting, right? The second shooting was, so the first article I read, it said that he was at odds with a teenager that lived in the crib, so he shot up the second floor. He shot up the window because I guess he was in the window. I don't know. But then today they say he was mad that the little boy parents won't let him come outside and play. What happened? Now, so they connected the young boy to all 3 shootings, right? His bell like 2 M's, attempted murder, like multiple counts of attempted murder and all this, right? It's a lot of things with this whole scenario that don't make sense. That I never known it to go this way, right? One, I ain't never seen, witnessed. I mean, we always young boys. We don't did stuff like that. You see a group of girls, a group of y'all run down on them trying to holler and all that other stuff. Like, that's normal behavior. You know what I mean? Even in an event, one of them would have hit the pepper joint. For us, that'd have been some funny type time. Not gonna hold you. For us, that'd have been funny. We'd have bid it off for that. Right? Cussed her out a little bit, whatever the case may be. But no physical harm really came to it like that. And one, you never ran down on young girls or women, period, with the intentions to make them feel threatened anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was never part of the mission. The mission was to, you know what I'm saying? He didn't understand the assignment, obviously. But in an event, things don't go your way. I mean, it's the same principles that, when she walk away or she don't want to talk to you, now she all kinds of bitches and hoes and all that weird stuff. Like, never dug that either. You know what I mean? But I damn sure never heard nobody shooting no car up, witnessing or being affiliated with any dude that was into that kind of foolishness, man. Like, are you serious? I don't give a damn how old we was. That's totally weird and different. So they keep it in the city. Real quick before I flip down south. So you had a 21-year-old girl who got pulled over going across the bridge to go to Jersey, right? While they conducting a traffic stop, they had another call, state police. They had another call that was more urgent, so they left her to go up before you got on the bridge, I guess, or on the bridge and handle whatever this matter that they took as more serious or danger, whatever the case may be, more of a priority. The same young girl that they just pulled over, 21 years old, she then turned around while the troopers are on the side handling whatever they doing with that motorist. A car door opening, or some with a car door opening, and she took that car door off the hinges, crashed into the car where the troopers was at. I think that motorist died, and the two troopers got killed. So they book them down. You know what's gonna happen with you there. So they took her to the state police barracks, process her. She probably this the breathalyzer joint. I don't know if they did the breathalyzer joint because I ain't see nothing with no blood alcohol content. So they probably wound up having to take her blood or something like that. But she wound up killing two troopers, right? Little black girl. So now she in there on I think her belt something crazy too. Her joint may be like an Elmer too. At 21 years old. So it's like, now what becomes of her? You know what I mean? Because she gonna do the minimum she probably gonna do is like a dime for that. She probably gonna get like a dub out of her. You know what I mean? Because she driving twisted, out of mind. Clearly, when you hit a vehicle, like you took car door off, like the blessing was. Well, I guess it wasn't even a blessing. I guess in hindsight, if that other car would have came in and they would have handled her, because it was a traffic violation they was handling her for, and they would have investigated more what was going on to her, she probably would have got booked on a DUI joint. You know what I'm saying? But like I know, like the state police manning ain't the same. You know what I mean? And for those real serious calls, at least two of them gotta go, and they never really in the same vicinity. So it's not like, oh yeah, somebody else will catch up with her in a minute. You know what I mean? They really gotta let them go in that scenario. And I'm guessing they didn't detect anything that warned them to stay with her. You know what I mean? As a danger to the public. But yeah, that's unfortunate. So no, that's vehicular homicide. That happened in South Philly, actually. Like I said, before you go over the bridge to go to Jersey. The last thing, which is stuff I really want to touch on, is this. So like Sunday, I guess, in Norfolk, Virginia, there's a street called Granby Street, right? Granby Street is like it's downtown Norfolk. It's like a main strip for them where they have a bunch of bars and little clubs and things of that nature. So we comparing, it's not really a comparison, but we're going to try to do a comparison. So in Philly, it'll be more like South Street, but it's not as popping as South Street. But it's like South Street. DC got 1,000 of them little strips. You know what I mean? For Miami, it'd be like Ocean or something, I guess, Callis. But this is Norfolk's little strip. They got their bars, got their little nightclubs, got their their eateries and things of that nature. Where they really trying to draw in a younger crowd, but what come with it, right? So they had this piece of joint. I guess it's like a clubbish or like a whatever, however they got with it. They serve alcohol in there or whatever. So you had a young girl reporter. I think she was like 25 or something. She did some work for CNN, and you had another young guy who, I guess his stats really wasn't important because they really just focused on the young girl, whatever the case may be, right? So typical foolishness when you with that nightlife scene. You get dudes in there drinking. You get crowded places. You get drinks that are accidentally bumped into that spill. You get the dudes that don't care about an apology or the offer to buy them a new drink, to make it right. So that scenario played out and shots went off, right? And we know that it's never the innocent people, right? We know it's never the people that's the intended target that typically gets hurt. It's normally, in the crowded spot, it's normally the innocent people, right? So shots go off. The young reporter chick, she get shot, she dies. Another young fella, he dies. 5 other people get shot and injured, right? So she came back home to Pitt because she's from the area. So she went back home to go home and put work in, right? Like I was up here, I did my thing on a national level. Now I'm coming home to continue to put work in. And her life was cut short by some idiot who thought it was a bright idea to shoot up a spot over a spilled drink, right? It's a lot of things I don't do. Like I'm not really with the crowded spaces. I definitely don't do the clubs. I definitely don't do none of that stuff. And that's a big part of the reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't go out. Dudes typically, unfortunately, enough of them don't go out to have fun. You got all these women in this spot. You was a single fella, whatever the case may be, and you worried about another dude across the way. Where this makes sense? And it's close quarters. So getting bumped, as long as the mother can say, yo, pardon me, excuse me, or somebody don't say, yeah, I bumped you. Even then, I don't know about gunplay in the establishment. You know what I mean? But, typically the average person is going to apologize, like acknowledge, damn, the bump, my bad, you know what I'm saying? Damn, I split the drink, damn, my fault, like what you drinking, I get you another one, you know what I'm saying? Damn, I stepped in your shoe, my bad, baby, it's just tight in here, like, you know what I'm saying? The average person understands this, but it's too much of that population within that establishment that they with their homies, they drinking, they feeling super tough because what's on their waist, they feeling super tough because who's with them, they feeling super tough because what they drinking. You understand? That's a bad recipe. You know what I mean? And it's too much of an occurrence. It's too much of an occurrence. I gotta go somewhere that's grown, dog. And I'm not saying they can't pop off in there, but if I see too many kids, man, I'm out, man. I'm telling you. If I see too many 30 and unders, I'm gone, man. And I ain't trying to put that on they tab completely. Like it's probably some third ones out there, but I'm really not in that kind of establishment, man. I need something close to 40 and up. That's really what I need to be around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they don't act stupid. They act super stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the chances go down. You know what I mean? But that's the way you gotta move. That's the way you gotta think. You know what I mean? It's not. Listen, I don't care about the scene that's popping. I don't care what's going on. I don't care. Oh, it's litty. It's popping. Oh, everybody. I don't care about none of that stuff. I go out to enjoy myself and make it home back safe, man. And I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make it home back safe. You know what I mean? But, like I said, the key is to put yourself in situations where the percentages go down, right? Of you having to go to some extreme measures to make it out of a place. You know what I mean? I mean, the same spot where King Von got killed there in Atlanta, a little hookah joint, somebody got killed there over the weekend. They gonna wind up shutting that joint down. But from my understanding, they always had incidents at the same location. It's a pattern. How they still open, I don't have the slightest idea. I mean, Atlanta is not hard up for after-hour spots. That's for damn sure. So, what makes this spot so special? They gotta be paying a tab, a check to somebody somewhere. You got all this murder, you got all this violence at this scene, and it ain't shut down? Somebody cutting a crazy check, man. But y'all gotta smarten up, man. Y'all gotta smarten up. Like I said, it's not always about the spot that's litty. It's not all about, oh yeah, this spot always on Instagram. To me, that's going to detract me from going there. Because it invites certain elements there. And you know that's not what you're going out for. Because you gotta understand, that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of element that's going to be attracted there because it's popping, right? Oh, it's popular, however you want to look at it. And that's the end thing to do. That's the end place to be. No, find me some nondescript place where I can smoke me a cigar, I can sip, I can zone out, man. That's all, man. I don't care about all that other foolishness, man. But the kids out there, man, y'all gotta smarten up, man. Y'all gotta smarten up. Y'all doing too much crazy. Like I know we did a bunch of crazy stuff, so I don't try to be hypocritical, but shooting up a car full of young girls and all that, and shooting up somebody's house because their parents won't let them come outside and play, and shooting up a establishment because somebody supposed to drink because the joint crowded, and that's turning to gunplay, man. That is crazy to me. But that part right there has always happened. That's not nothing new on that part. That part has always happened. That's why I always kind of, I mean, when I was younger, I didn't think in that capacity. I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't caring about that. You know, you young, reckless, and wild. You in your mind, like, we can have it if it go there, but you get older, man, you start looking at things a little different. Like, man, they ain't even worth it, man. I'd rather go to the place where you walk in and smell like Ben Gay and you see ace bandages, man. I'm cool there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. Cause I said the plan is to go out, have a good time, enjoy the ambiance, enjoy the evening. Whether you by yourself, or you with your homies, or you with your lady, or whatever the case may be. But the objective is always to make it back home safe. But that's all, man. Some things I wanted to get off my mind, you know. But thank y'all for coming through, man. As always, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'll be back with some more heat for y'all. I'll be back with some more conversation for y'all.